took decades to build our network of lawyers. One firm, one state, one province at a time. It's a network built on solid relationships and the shared dedication to helping LegalShield members.
Our jobs and what we all went to law school was to help people. So everybody's issue is important to us.
One of the things that we love about LegalShield is that we are able to help people where they might not have another place to turn. And it's especially gratifying because as an attorney, we're able to assist the member and help someone solve their legal problem.
One of the things I love about being a LegalShield provider attorney is that every day we get to help people who otherwise would not have access to justice, access to an advocate, access to somebody who has a louder, stronger voice than they do.
The ability to provide services to the LegalShield members is one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me in my career.
LegalShield disrupted the legal industry more than 40 years ago to ensure equal access to equal justice, forever changing the legal services industry. Today, technology and new business models are changing the industry once again, as consumers begin to see a difference between needing legal services and needing the service of a lawyer. As a result, we see the unbundling of legal services, as well as law firms utilizing assets more efficiently through expanded markets and marketplaces. It's becoming a more consumer-driven and customer-focused industry. And it's the technology that is driving this change, with newer, faster connectivity between client and lawyer. Where does that leave us at LegalShield? On the leading edge. We're giving our provider law firm network the tools they need to truly marry new technology to the services they provide. Our members won't have to figure out if they need legal services or a lawyer's service, because both are available through our apps and the website. They can start by getting the legal service they need, and when they need a lawyer, they can easily initiate the service through their provider law firm. Our suite of legal apps makes it all possible, adding convenience for the member in every phase of service they might need. The LegalShield app gives our members instant access to their provider law firm. The Snap feature in the app allows members to take a picture of any traffic ticket and instantly submit it to their law firm for assistance. Shake provides access to free legal forms, and when needed, they can review the forms with a lawyer. And Ask is where anyone can find answers to commonly asked legal questions. In addition to the app, Ask is coming to the World Wide Web soon as ask.legalshield.com. So why is all of this important? Because we'll be able to do so much more for our members. Think about what we've accomplished without this technology. A provider law firm network of 39 law firms with an average tenure of 17 years, made up of 914 provider lawyers, plus a referral network of 4,711 lawyers. Combined, our lawyers take in over 1.7 million requests for legal services annually, protecting and enriching our members' lives in 2015 by more than $19 million. That's impressive, but imagine how much more we can do when members begin using the apps to access their benefits. Our providers celebrate these successes as much as their members do. They are proud to serve LegalShield members and are grateful for the opportunity to practice law for the reasons they became a lawyer, to help people.
I knew I wanted to be a lawyer when I was 6 years old. For whatever reason, in first grade, I knew I wanted to be a lawyer. There are no lawyers in my family. I didn't know what it was, but I knew that I wanted to help someone. The man called in and said his wife had died from cancer, that he had cancer insurance that was supposed to pay some of these bills. The bills were not being paid. The insurance company had denied it, saying not cancer related. The attorney was able to talk to the member, find out exactly where the issue lay. Turned out to be in the medical evidence. The insurance company did not have the appropriate evidence to understand that the treatment that we were asking them to pay for was actually cancer related. So the attorney, with the member's help, was able to get the medical records. They got the medical records together, submitted them to the insurance company, and I make it sound easy. We submitted them about 5 or 6 times, 5 or 6 different ways. Eventually, the insurance company paid some of the claim, denied some more. We got some more medical records from the doctors, and were able to make the argument that the damage to the lady's liver was indeed cancer related, and therefore they should pay it. Ultimately, through a series of letters, phone calls, back and forth, the attorney was able to get over $50,000 more paid. My first call was the little old lady who needed some help, and I was able to answer her question over the phone. And 2 weeks later, I got a little card, a little Hallmark card in the mail from this little old lady who'd said, thank you so much for helping her. And I think it was a barking dog. It was something small, but I got so much more joy out of that one encounter than I did out of 10 years of being an insurance defense attorney. And ever since then, this is all I've ever done.
For us, customer service is the only way that we can make certain there is a full and complete consultation every time we talk with someone. Every 6 months, we renew our auto insurance. In this situation, the member did exactly that. It was time to send in the payment. I sent in the payment cleared. I go on with my life. 3 weeks after sending in the payment, the member's driving his car, gets into an auto accident. Like any other time, okay, what do? I call my insurance company. And at that point, everything seemed fine. Problem was that the other party in it didn't like what the insurance company was saying, so that person took it to the next step. Filed a lawsuit against the member, claiming the auto accident, personal injury, and the member did what they're supposed to do, tender to your insurance company. The insurance company did what they normally do, which is say, whoops, we have a problem here. Turns out you didn't have insurance with us, and this accident is all your fault. Well, if it were you, me, or anyone on the street, all we would do is call the insurance company, complain, and see what's what. This person fortunately had LegalShield. So that person called us and talked to one of our insurance attorneys and basically said, here's my situation. The attorney said, I know what we'll do. Let's get these documents together. Let's send in the proof of payment and let's see what the insurance company will do. I'm sure they can take care of this. So we wrote the letter, we sent in the letter to the insurance company, and the insurance company did as they are known to do. Well, we see you made the payment, but we still don't think we have to cover you, so no, there is no coverage. Have a nice day. Well, the next step is to go to the California Department of Insurance, which is a state regulatory agency, and file a complaint with them. See what they come up with. Unfortunately for this individual, the state said, we see facts, but not enough to force the insurance company to do anything. Your only option would be to go to court. At this point, you have to sit down and we had to have a long conversation. You can take this to court, but a bad faith lawsuit can be expensive. Insurance companies have in-house attorneys, and you don't. The one thing you do have is you do have your LegalShield, which does give you that discount off an attorney's normal hourly rate. The member said, you know what, I think this is horrible. You've told me this is horrible. I want to do it. So we did. So we took the insurance company to court, went all the way to jury, all the way through the trial. And when the verdict came back, not only did they agree with our member's position, but they found bad faith damages against the insurance company for the total sum of $1.75 million. Whether it's $1.75 million or just the basic cost of the accident, or just getting the insurance the person should have had the whole time, it feels great. You know, it's not the dollar sum that really makes our job worthwhile. It's the fact that we get to help people and we don't have to worry about billing them. So we can do things as lawyers because of LegalShield that we might not do if we were in the standard and typical practice of law.
I'm often asked why our firm's involved as a provider, a law firm, to the LegalShield program. And one of those issues is access to justice, which to all of us in this profession is important. That's why we've all signed on initially as lawyers, because we care about public service, we care about providing benefits to our client. What struck me about this member's story was that it involved access to justice for one of our members who might not have otherwise gotten that access. She came to us with a problem involving the sale of her business. She was a senior citizen, had operated a business for many years, and in the course of selling it, the purchaser had decided he wasn't going to make the final payment, some $25,000. She came to us, and we initially sent out a demand letter, which was ignored. We then assisted the member with commencing small claims legal proceedings in our jurisdiction. Those weren't ignored. They were met by a counterclaim from the purchaser. You can imagine the stress that caused the member. Eventually, with the ongoing assistance of our lawyer at the firm, she was awarded at trial a $25,000 damages award. She was pretty excited about it. Whether it's family law or small business issues or estate planning, all of those things are important. LegalShield provides people who wouldn't otherwise be able to afford legal services with an opportunity to get that access to justice.
The client, the member, the consumer gets peace of mind. They have consulted with an attorney and gotten the benefit of legal advice they otherwise would not have had. So outside of LegalShield, I really don't know any attorneys trained in customer service. And I think that's one of the beautiful marriages between the practice of law and LegalShield, because now clients get great lawyers and great customer service.
It really makes you feel great to be able to provide this kind of a service for someone. When we all enter into the legal profession as a service profession, we do it so that we can help people. And this business model allows us to serve the most number of people that we possibly can while still earning a living.
I was very grateful to find an opportunity to work with LegalShield, where I feel that for a very nominal cost, members can have access to an attorney every day of the week and have many benefits that they would not otherwise have access to with their income level. In Colorado, we had a member who had purchased a wheelchair from a medical vendor supply store, and at the time was assured that the Medicare would cover it. After the wheelchair had been delivered to the member's home, she started receiving bills from the vendor supply store because Medicare had denied the benefit. Shortly thereafter, on a Friday night, I, as a matter of fact, took an emergency access call from a distraught daughter of hers, indicating that the vendor had called and said they were on their way to her mother's home to repossess the wheelchair. She was extremely upset. I talked to the daughter, got the mother on the line, and further got the vendor on the line, who then assured me no, they weren't going to come get it, that they were trying to collect from it. So we were able to calm the member down. After that, we decided to write a letter to the medical vendor demanding that they discount all the cost of the wheelchair because they had assured her that Medicare would cover it. The vendor did in fact do that, and the member was able to keep the wheelchair and not be charged for the $1,300 of the wheelchair cost. It was especially gratifying to me because I was part of the emergency call. We were able to help her in that moment, and she didn't have to go through the weekend thinking that her mother may or may not have a wheelchair and they might come to her home and just that traumatic experience. But you absolutely have the satisfaction of making a difference in people's lives, and any day of the week I would do that over money. It's about taking care and helping people and making a living. It's a great practice. We have great camaraderie across the country with our provider firms, the other states. It's networking that is just unmatched.
The ability to be able to pick up a phone and call your attorney speaks volumes to people who would take advantage of you. A lot of times the business of law requires us to make compromises on what we really wanted to do and what really motivated us to be a lawyer to begin with. This particular job, working with LegalShield, allows us to both make a living and return to what brought us to the law initially, which is probably the thing that keeps you youngest, is to be able to do what you always wanted to do.
Much like you, the lawyers of LegalShield's unique provider network take pride in making a living while making a difference, and remain dedicated and ready to serve you.